What's up everybody, we're back with another video today, and today we're going to be talking about something I did wrong. That's right, I made a big mistake, and it did cost me quite a bit. So if you remember, a couple of videos ago, I was setting up the 200 litre tank. And if you remember, we put the lights on. So if you remember, in the 200 litre tank, we put the giant silver arowana, the giant albino gourami, and the smaller silver arowana, which we cannot see. What happened was, the other day I came in and I found this arowana had been beaten. Its tail was all torn, like the back of the tail was all torn. The missing dorsal was, I don't know what had happened, if it was just flat or if it's been torn off. The bottom dorsal, again, that's all a mess. It was struggling to swim. It just looked beaten up as heck. Even this guy has taken a couple of hits. And the reason for that is this feisty little guy over here. This guy is a bully. He has been picking on the bigger arowana and the little arowana. And so today, thankfully, he didn't kill any of the fish, so I instead moved the smaller arowana into the pool pond with the giant pacus. So yeah, I made a big mistake. Thankfully, the only thing it really did cost me, it did cost me a bit. I mean, you know, I don't like seeing my fish hurt or whatnot. There he is. I'll put you guys under the water so you can actually see how bad the damage is. But yeah, it did cost me quite a bit. What I mean by this is, at the moment, I'm in a bit of a pickle. The giant albino gourami is attacking the giant silver arowana. And I don't really want it trying to jump and hurting itself. But at the same time, I'm also trying to cycle this aquarium and get these fish more accustomed to being in a tank, because I will put them in a tank eventually. So I have one of two options. Either I move the giant albino gourami and put it back in the pool pond and hope he doesn't pick on the little arowana, or I could move the little arowana in there. But I'm just worried that now that it's injured, he might be out competing for food here. It's a bit more space, he can probably get his food. So I either leave the giant silver arowana in the tank by itself, which is a good option, or I leave the albino gourami where it is. I give it a few days and monitor the situation, and just see how things are going, because the giant arowana doesn't actually look to have taken much of a beating if we take a closer look at him. So I'm not 100% on what to do, because I might instead leave things the way they are in this tank and move the pacu in with them. Only issue is the pacu are more or less the size of this albino gourami, and there are 6 of them, so you know, they're fairly big. And I'm not really worried about them not having enough space to swim. That isn't my issue. It's just, I think they're still around the age that they get spooked fairly easily, and also moving them is a pain in the half, right? So if I do move them and it doesn't end up being a good thing, they get spooked too easily, they go around, they bash themselves in the tank, I'm gonna have to move them back, and it's just a whole hassle of work. And there we go. This is, I don't know, didn't really do anything, but so yeah, he is a bit aggressive. I have one of two options, but I do want these guys to get used to being in a tank, because they are still fairly skittish, and they're going to be moving to a bigger tank. So that is my thinking, that I just move the pacu in with these guys and hope for the best. I mean, worst comes to worst is that I'm just going to have to move them back. So I'm quite confused at the moment as to what to do. That is my pickle. And it really does suck because I hate seeing my fish all beat up. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw you in so you guys can get a better look at him, because you can just see how his fins are all torn to shreds. So diving in, we can see that his fins have been ripped to shreds. Absolutely torn to pieces. I mean, he looks horrific pretty much. His back is all messed up. As you can see, he's not swimming straight. His back is kind of up towards the surface, and it's just not looking good. I'll keep you guys updated, but with that, I'm gonna peace out. Catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.